Big or small, she owns the scene. A legend strong, a voice supreme.
We got to have questions all over the place. Princess Celestia, how was retirement? And do you feel Twilight did a good job looking after Equestria after you left? From Stephanie.
Yeah, it was okay. She was okay. It was all right. She never really, I don't think, pony or not, one never does retire because one can't afford to retire anymore. It's a misnomer. So I think, yeah, she's still hanging around. I don't think she's ever gone. Can't really walk away from it. Twilight did pretty good. I don't think she would have chosen Twilight if she didn't think it was in capable hooves.
I wasn't expecting the sound effect. Do voice actors have... Oh, no, go on to the next one. No, we'll go with this one. Second question is from... I'm not going to pronounce that. Kronos Productions. Yeah, I got it, right? Second question is, the Dragon Prince, why did Zubia, did I pronounce that right, interfere with Rex Ignatius's... No, I'm not doing it.
Avazandum, yeah, fight in the most recent season. Well, because it was her love. And I think the heart got in the way of logic, as it often does for many people. Things, animals, fantasy creatures.
It's all there.
Yeah.
I do have a question directly for you on that. You work on a lot of shows that deal with fantasy and fantasy names. Do you ever get tripped up saying all these things and then have to go back and be reminded that's not how it's pronounced? Because I'm going through a list of characters just you have played, not just other characters in the show. I'm like, how do you keep your name straight?
You take a pencil and you're like, how do I say that? And you write it phonetically on your page in a way that makes sense to you. And if you have to, you write it phonetically above the script every time you say that name so you remember. Because sometimes it's months between episodes or seasons, or sometimes it might be every week, and then that just becomes like saying bread, milk, cheese, you know. But yeah, I always ask, just could you please remind me of the pronunciation? Because I don't want to be in the middle of a great take. And I got to do it again because I said the name wrong, because I can't just change that, especially like
excuse me, that's Uzi what, Nat Pepper?
Yeah, exactly. And in some of the stuff, like it's one thing if it's one sentence, but in Dragon Prince, I had huge monologues and these big emotive moments. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I don't want to have to try and do that again, you know, if I don't have to.
Thank you. I was always curious about that, like, because I mangle my name's Nathaniel, and I mangle that some days. I've been saying it for a couple of years now.
Write it out phonetically and put it on a piece of paper. Remind yourself every day. Yeah.
Just a new tattoo. I might as well.
There you go.
Do we have another question, or do you want me to move on?
I'm going to throw one in here. I'm interested in, because I was very happy when I looked at Nicole's IMDb there to see that you did the Sorceress from He-Man in a PlayStation game. And so the question I'm seeing here is, that's not the right one. If you play games, what game would you consider to be your favorite? Or as an alternative to that, I know that you've got some kids that are probably game playing age. And you know that you had said that their friends recognize your voice from things. Has any of the video game work come through your house as well?
Oh, yeah. World of Warcraft, right?
Well, sure.
Yeah. League of Legends. Yeah, He-Man, I actually did the cartoon show too. So Sorceress and the Queen in that too. Yeah. So that was pretty darn cool. And the video game. Video games. I used to play, I liked Myst. I'm dating myself, but I like
Myst is
logic.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. Was so pretty, and I love figure out like how do you in real life. I love to do escape rooms. I'm not that great at it, but I love them. I love the whole idea of escape rooms. I think they're great. My boys are playing. I'll go downstairs and try and the dexterity for moving everything. I'm like, how do you know what to do? I don't know. I find it very overwhelming. Wii bowling is like the limit of my physicality.
Wii bowling is still amazing, though. It's still amazing.
Yeah, we kept it, and we also have the Atari with like Centipede and Pac-Man and all that, like with the cartridges you pop in.
I still have my original Atari from when I was 7 years old.
Yeah, that's the one. We have it too. I love it. No, never getting rid of it. Love playing those games. And Of the new games, I wanted to play The Last of Us, but they're just so freaking scary. Like I love being scared, but I watch it like this. So I don't know how you do a video game when
with a
you're like,
controller now. Yeah.
so yeah. But I love, like, I'm Chandra's Feathermoon and the World of Warcraft, and it's really wonderful working on a franchise like that, and the scenes and things I get to do are quite deep. Again, lots of acting. I mean, there's the go there, not now, all those kind of like, little interactions. But it's really nice when you have a character that has a really substantive story as well, because that's, as an actor, what's fun to play.
Yeah.
I'm torn between two questions here, because you probably watched He-Man around the same time I did, and then to play the princess, just that had to be cool. But I want to know, let's go with that one. That was a better question. I had two lined up, and that one just like, was it neat to play something that you were culturally aware of growing up? That was almost, I don't know how much you watched it. I watched all of He-Man and a lot of She-Ra, because She-Ra had a better enemy.
Yes. She-Ra had a better enemy.
Was nothing. Mordok or whoever he was much better.
It was great. And like, just doing the voice of the, He-Man, you must, like, just trying to figure out how to get I played a couple of characters in my voiceover career that have been around for a long time. So I did like Mrs. Two Shoes from Tom and Jerry for a while, right? So
that character's involved.
Yep. Yeah, it's involved. Having lots of different voices do that character over the years. Yeah, so
by the way,
it's awesome. Loved it.
A real quick aside, I have this weird thing about Tom and Jerry in that they're very meta. There was an episode where they were chasing each other on a ship, and they ran into the theater on the ship and watched a Tom and Jerry cartoon. They know their cartoons, watching themselves, and then they get right back into the slapstick fighting. Like, it's so meta.
That's just
I know
the
it was the
genius
same
of the writing,
animation,
right?
but
help out a little bit.
Twice.
Yeah,
but they didn't care. Like, no, they absolutely watch themselves. They're in that world. And as an adult, I'm like, and they do it multiple times. Like, there's many cartoons where they're absolutely aware they're cartoons, and I love it.
Yes.
I would skip school to watch Tom and Jerry. I'm not kidding. Like,
it's
a good episode. I'm not getting on the bus. Do we have any more questions? And they're just, I know we got a billion, and I want to get to everybody while we still have some time. In honor of Cinderella's 75th anniversary, what favorite fruit or vegetable would you want Fairy Godmother to poof up into?
A limo.
Into a limo. Yeah, sorry, I missed the last part.
Into a limo. Yeah. Strawberry. I got some gooseberries today. That could be interesting. I think that looks a little carriagey like, maybe not necessarily a limo. I don't know.
I'm going to say eggplant, but not for the reason. I'm going to eggplant, but not for the reason people were thinking. I'm not going there, but like
that's why I stayed away. I stayed away from that for that very reason. Yeah.
But it was a big, spacey vehicle that's sleek and shiny. Like, you put 4 wheels on it, haul it out.
Could work. Yeah. You said it. I'll go along with you. Yeah, a carrot. Sure. A purple.
Yeah, you
carrot.
Can't say it because somebody will clip it out immediately, and that's the viral clip of the Nicole Oliver. Like, she said this thing kind of dirty. Yeah. How many action figures do you have of you?
Look, I'm in my office. How many action figures of me do I have? I've got quite a few. My favorite one was a fan gave me a Funko pop figure of me. Like, they made one of me, a me person, Nicole Oliver. That was kind of fun. I've got a lot, little Lego ones. Black Widow's pretty cool. Lots of pony stuff. It's kind of fun when you like walk into a toy store and you see like, hey, that's my character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
I want it. That's the limit of fame that I want. I want an action figure, and I want out.
You're like, that's my edge.
That's it.
Somebody make me and I'm done.
Yeah, if they wanted to get me out of Hollywood or whatever, they could just do that. Not that they would ever let me in Hollywood. Can you mentioned this before, and I do want to go back to it. Can you tell me more about what a voice director does?
Sure.
Like,
so
from
my job
day one.
Mm-hmm. So I'm brought in to the project to work with the animation director, who's in charge of all the pictures, right? Working with all the animators and the pipeline, getting it that way. I work with a production team to bring the words to life. So I'll have my own mind movie storyboarding of how I think things are going to look. But if I work with the animation director, maybe they'll share their storyboards with me so I can better prepare, like, what's the distance between characters? What sort of actions here? What sounds do we need? And then I run the session on the day with the actors, getting all the options and the performances, making sure they're there, because that's usually the first step, right? We record the voices and then those go off as the animators are working on rendering the backgrounds and everything else. And the voices are laid in against the animatic, and then it gets all fleshed out, and the music is kind of the last bit that's added. So I'm very much in partnership with the direction team as the voice director to bring the sound to life to match the picture. Yeah. So without me, it's a silent movie.
So yeah, you even get to the far, like, whenever there's a direction of the character screams, you find out what kind of scream they're looking for versus what's typed on the note, and how bad is the scream, or
Well, the animation director is often, hopefully, in on the call. Sometimes I'll actually get to preview what the boards look like, so I'll know how long they're looking for. Sometimes it's like, I don't know. So I'll have to get screams of different lengths and making sure that they're editable, that when they go into, the dialogue editing stage and that post-production phase, that they have all the options that they need to bring it to life in the right way. Yeah.
It sounds fun. It's like that puzzle solving you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's really great. I love being part of a team. I love, today I was actually directing something, a new project, I can't talk about it, working with some young performers, and it was just so much fun. Just the sense of play and possibility. It's wonderful. It's invigorating, Yeah, I always leave a session so happy.
I love when I get to interview and talk to young performers getting started. It's we try to do once a year. We're going to do it this year, probably with content creators, YouTubers, whatever. Find 3 people who are up and coming, who like have a plan and they're working on it. They've been doing it for a year or so, and just talk to them, because we did it before, and the amount I love watching those faces and seeing those minds click, and that absolute 100% optimism. And then when it starts working, you get to see that. I love that. There's something very infectious about that.
But that's having been in the business now for over 37 years professionally. I'll say 37 because I've earned every one of them.
You have.
I am still trying to find ways to reinvigorate me, right? To reconnect, to have those feelings I had when I first started. What was my drive? Why did I want to do it so badly? And then when life and being an adult and everything can get in the way, to try and reconnect. That's why I love young performers. I mean, I love mentoring people, but I get as much from them as hopefully they would get from me. Just to be reacquainted with that freshness and the simplicity of understanding the drive. It just helps you get focused again on your why. And when you know your why, your how will always follow.
I love it. It's a give and give relationship. You give to them whatever you can, and they give to you whatever they can, and you both grow. Do we have any questions? Any good questions you see, or I don't say good? Any questions we can get in right now, Josh? I don't want to spend. We only have a little bit of time left, and I do want to get the best questions up. Question for Nicole Oliver: how does it feel seeing people grow up looking up to you as an inspiration and a role model as they became VAs or get into their creative careers?
It's incredible. It's humbling. It's like how I have 2 boys and they're launching. It's like bird launching. We kind of are referring to it as my peer group, right? It's not empty nesting, you're bird launching. And to know that you've, with your children, given them, now it's up to them, and hope they're going to fly. And so to meet people that are inspired by something you've done, as I was saying earlier, it's just it's like a full circle moment. It feels probably like you think it would feel. Like it's really overwhelming. And but to remember that there's a responsibility with that, right? And so what you put out, you will get back. And I really firmly believe in that.
100%. 100%. That's why this show only does positive stuff. There's enough shock, just enough out there to get people angry, to get clicks. And this show will never be as big as those shows. And I'm okay with that. I just want to do positive things. I want to put positive out there. I want to meet people like you. I want to hear these stories. I want to walk away going, wow, the world is full of good people. There are good people out there. Most people are good, all those things. And thank you for giving me that. And thank you for that question. What was that person's name? I want to get it up here. I forgot to say it. Gary the Neutral. Thank Gary. That was a great question. I really appreciate that. Anything else, Josh? Question here from Brandon Kwan. Does Nicole Oliver know all of Canadian voice actors, including Christopher Plummer?
Well, Christopher Plummer is an incredible actor, period, not just a voice actor. I have, and he's no longer with us, right? So,
yes.
But in my past, I have had the opportunity to be in the same space with him and to shake his hand and say hello.
Imagine
another
just
great
has his own gravity.
Another great Canadian performer is Donald Sutherland, and my son actually worked with him on a movie.
Also recently passed. One of my favorite actors, mostly from Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah. But I mean, we all meet each other and know each other. And then now that I'm directing, I'm meeting performers from all over the world, right, that I get into work with. And so, I mean, you all know of each other. Some you know more
You've all
than
been
others.
in Stargate together.
It feels like it.
Everybody from Vancouver Interview has been on a Stargate episode, and I love it because I love Stargate. So when I do a rewatch, it's going to be, oh, there's Nicole. Nice. Like, I talked to her.
Yeah. I'm in the first episode, so it's pretty easy. And actually, Amanda Tapping is one of my closest friends. So I've known her for a very long time. We started in the business at the same time in Toronto.
Please thank her, because I love I know the writers, wrote the character and all, but I love that her character was taken seriously the entire series, that she wasn't like bubblegum, like nothing like that at that time. When that show came out, women weren't treated that way. Even if they were strong female characters, they weren't treated seriously the entire time. And I love that. So I look up to her for that. It was a great thing to see on TV. And then holding her own against big heavyweight guys, being macho with, and she never wilted.
Yeah, no, she crushed it. She's awesome. She's an awesome person.
And she's done a lot of other things. I hate to just stick on that, but that's where we are. Yeah. She's done a billion, including her own show. And I'm very fortunate to call her a friend. So that's awesome. We're gonna go. Can we mind if we do a little promo of our next interview and stuff we have coming up on our show?
Yeah.
Josh, you want to lead this? Have a great one. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Treat each other well.